Hi everyone, Stephen Daniele here, holistic health coach and founder of Team Euphoric. Today I'm going to be giving a book review of Dr. Terry Wahls' The Wahls Protocol. Before I get started with the review, I'm going to give you a quick biography about the author. Dr. Terry Wahls is someone who suffers from multiple sclerosis, and she started experiencing symptoms in the early 80s. In the early 80s, the symptoms were very mild, nothing really came of it, and then after a couple decades is when the symptoms started to worsen. Once the symptoms started to worsen is when she realized that something needed to be done and medicine wasn't going to solve this problem. So since medicine wasn't going to fix it, she decided to look into nutrition and how nutrition could possibly cure her symptoms. When she started first looking into nutrition, she came across the Paleo Diet, and she was intrigued by the concept of eating things that our ancestors ate, nothing processed, nothing canned, nothing like that. However, she was a vegetarian, so she found that it would be a drastic change over her lifestyle. However, she still started to incorporate the Paleo Diet. When she was incorporating the Paleo Diet, she didn't really notice any decrease in her symptomology, and she did worsen over time. That's when she realized that something else was missing, that there had to be more to it than just nutrition. And that's when she started doing some research and looking into supplementation. And she also at that time started looking into other conditions, other autoimmune conditions, and noticing a common link between them. And that is the function of the mitochondria. She noticed that in all these similar conditions, the mitochondria stopped working, and eventually the brain cells would get killed off and the brain would shrink. So she started doing more research onto what supplementation, what nutrients specifically she needed to improve the function of her mitochondria. Once she started taking the supplements, again, she noticed after a couple months that her symptoms weren't really improving, so she stopped with the supplementation thinking that they weren't working. And once she stopped with the supplementation, she became bedridden. She started taking the supplementation again, and that's when she was able to walk, and she realized that, hey, you know what, there is something to this supplementation, I'm not just taking all this stuff for nothing. And eventually she was put in a wheelchair because she was not able to walk without the support of the chair. That's when she realized that something else had to change. She realized that the Paleo Diet by itself wasn't really going to maximize the effects of her condition, because the Paleo Diet, all it were focused on was nutrition, and her condition was very nutrient specific. That's when she looked into functional medicine. She took a functional medicine course, and that's when things really started to change for her. So she took her combined knowledge of the Paleo Diet and incorporated what she learned in the functional nutrition course, and combined the nutrition from the Paleo Diet with the nutrition from the supplementation that her body needed, and that's when she noticed the greatest results. Within a year, she went from being in a wheelchair to being able to walk, and also did an 18-mile bike ride. That's when she came out with her Wahls Protocol. The Wahls Protocol, there are 3 levels. Level 1 is the Wahls Diet, Level 2 is the Wahls Paleo Diet, and Level 3 is the Wahls Paleo Plus Diet. Level 1 is going to be the least strict, and this is for pretty much anyone. You don't have to have any type of condition to follow this program. With the Wahls Diet, basically you are adding 9 cups of vegetables every single day, divided evenly between 3 cups of leafy green vegetables, 3 cups of colored vegetables, and 3 cups of sulfur-rich vegetables. These vegetables are going to be the vegetables that your body most needs as far as what nutrients your body requires. The next step, the second action item, is removing absolutely all gluten and all dairy from your diet. So no more wheat, no more milk, no more yogurts, none of that type of stuff. And finally, the third action item in the level 1 Wahls Diet is going to be only eating wild-caught game meat. So you are not going to eat meat that is found at the regular grocery store. You want to eat meat that has been wild-caught, because it is going to be more nutrient dense. Organic grass-fed wild-caught meat is going to have a higher ratio of omega-3s. It's also going to be less fatty overall, and just generally it's going to be a lot better because it is pumped full of hormones, antibiotics, and all those other negative things that are added to regular conventionally raised cattle. The level 2 Wahls Paleo Diet, now it gets a little bit more strict. In level 1, you removed all gluten and dairy. Now in level 2, you are dramatically decreasing your consumption of all other grains, legumes, and potatoes to no more than 2 servings per week. Also, aside from this, you are now going to start adding seaweed, algae, and organ meats to your diet because these are very nutrient-dense foods and foods that your body requires. And the third action item in the level 2 Wahls Paleo Diet is you are going to increase your consumption of fermented foods and soaked nuts, seeds, and raw foods. Fermented foods are going to be really good at increasing the probiotics in your gut. If you have poor gut health, that's going to translate into poor health overall. So if you can improve the health of your gut, you will improve your overall health. Some of my personal favorite fermented foods are going to be kimchi and sauerkraut. If you haven't tried it, give kimchi and sauerkraut a try. Really great foods, and they will make a drastic improvement in your gut health. The third level of the Wahls Protocol is the Wahls Paleo Plus. This is the most strict of the 3 levels. One of the action steps that you are going to take is you are going to consume 6 cups of vegetables throughout the day. This is tightly, densely packed servings of vegetables. You are going to consume 2 cups of colored vegetables, 2 cups of leafy green vegetables, and 2 cups of sulfur-rich vegetables. In the level 3 Wahls Paleo Plus diet, you are now also eliminating absolutely all grains. So no more potato, no more brown rice, no more legumes, none of that stuff. Absolutely all grains, all legumes are completely eliminated from your diet in the level 3 Wahls Paleo Plus. You are also going to reduce your consumption of cooked starchy vegetables to no more than 2 servings per week. You are also now going to start adding some coconut oil and some coconut milk to your diet. Coconut oil, coconut milk, it's a really good source of healthy saturated fats. And again, your brain is mostly comprised of fat, so your body needs saturated fat. Coconut oil, coconut milk are terrific sources of saturated fat, and they are very healthy for you. And the final action item in the Wahls Paleo Plus protocol, so the level 3 diet, is going to be only eating 2 meals per day with a 12 to 16 hour fast overnight. So let's say you eat your first meal at 7 o'clock in the morning, you can have your last meal at 7 o'clock at night. That'll give you 12 hours to fast. If you eat a little bit earlier, you could even eat 1 meal at 7 in the morning, eat your second meal at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that will give you a 16-hour fast. This covers the actual diet itself. Another really great thing about this book is, as I stated earlier, she did study functional medicine, and she's taken that knowledge of functional medicine and also put in some really good supplement recommendations on supplements that most people need to take because they're either deficient or just supplements that are very beneficial for the general population to take. You should speak to your physician before going on any type of supplementation protocol, but again, there are some really good recommendations in this book for supplementation that you can start to incorporate. This pretty much covers it for today's book review of Terry Wahls' The Wahls Protocol. Next week, I'm going to be giving a book review of The Great Cholesterol Myth, so be on the lookout for that. If you like what you saw today, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more great content, and I will see you again next time.